we enjoyed our first impressions of you guys. We were more of a shoot style, I guess you could say. Like, if we got you in a headlock, you were taking something. If we got you in a waist lock, you were taking something. We never really choreographed anything.
Sounds rapey. It kind of was.
Yeah.
So, would you say that bled into some of your early matches? Like, I know early on you wrestled Neo, Marcus, and Valdez early.
Yeah. Definitely my first two matches. And when we kind of saw you guys, like, we would hear you guys go, oh, take this, you know, duck the clothesline, I'm going to do this. Like, it was just like a light bulb went out. I was like, oh, that's how you do it.
That had never dawned on you before that that's the way, like, at least television wrestling?
Like, we knew, but we just didn't do it. But then what was crazy is some of the matches we had with Dark Force, we could solely still do our style. That's why some of them, like, a little bit more chaotic. Like, there were some matches, like, we weren't calling shit against Dark Force. When you was in Dark Force, it was a fight.
Well, shit, if you're wrestling JJ and you're wrestling Sly, who calls something every 3 minutes, boom, 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 slam. I'm like, well, what was the other 4 fucking things? They were lawnmowers.
Like, how much stuff did I call against Tyrant? Nothing. Like, so, there were some...
I called everything.
Tyrant announcing was the best.
Yeah,
Basically, that was a move that wasn't as good as when Tyrant would do it.
That's actually true, except he was wrestling when he did that. Yo, I'd do this move better. I'm like
once in a while he'll throw in like his punches coming, or if it's something like cool from the head, he'll do that. But as far as like reverse encounter and regular through the match, we ain't calling.
Yeah, I think we talked about this last time, but I remember the first match that I had back with Tyrant in 2006 after we had wrestled a bunch earlier before he left and went to Ohio. We were wrestling and we didn't have to call anything because everything that I wanted to do next, he already knew, and I'm like, pedigree, I know the move you want to take next. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I want the fucking pedigree.
Yeah. So it just worked, but that helped because in the future, like now, like I think all of us are pretty good at we can work a match, or you know, we can plan one out, or we can just work. And there's some people who absolutely can't, because you know, for like different periods of times, like we were able to do that and learn that really well, and it just worked. And even if you like just shot the match, there still was more of still a way to do it. You don't just do anything. But, you know, early on, you know, more striking, build up to the, you know, bigger stuff. Yeah.
Do you know what?
That's how I used to start my matches with Sponda.
Do you know what no one believes, Alex? What? And we're going to set the record straight. The last match you and I had together, which is actually your last BWA match, we didn't call shit. Oh, beautiful knife edge shot.
How long? 2.5 years. 2.5 years. All right? It's time to come home. It's time to come home. Are you guys ready to come back? Are you ready to come back? You know y'all didn't forget.
Yeah. Who run it? You know they acting like it down now.
We just had a match. I love that match. One of my favorite. One of my top 10 matches.
I remember that because that was when I was working the stiff style. I'm not gonna hold back. You were like, I fucking loved it at the end of the match.
Yeah.
But that comes into our match, I felt very comfortable when you were like, all right, this is the match. Like, this is
Pretty
the match.
much.
This is what we're going to do.
You're like, Muscle Buster's 7th?
Yeah, but it was like everything, you planned out everything. Like you were the William Regal at that moment where you just, you wanted to get a feel for if we can actually do this.
I had seen all the stuff you had done so far, and I had figured out where I want to put it and like what would go where. It's like I was like, all right, I saw you do the Muscle Buster. I think I can take that shit better. I'm gonna take that shit. You know, I saw you do all your stuff. And I was ready for it. I was like, not only are we gonna do all the stuff, but I want to make sure to put it in the order that I think is correct, so that this could be like a really good, you know, touchstone match for you. Turns out, I don't necessarily hit the mark, but someone else does, and we'll talk about that in a little while. Our second match together in 2007 in October is much better, and we are so comfortable together, and we hardly know each other. Yeah.
But yeah, it just made us want to get a whole lot better. Like everybody knew that we had to step our game up. So I guess later on in the year when we faced each other again briefly, the contrast was so noticeable. Like we sucked back then. We're a little bit decent now that we could pull off something. Like, we would go and practice at home. Like, hey, let's, you know, duck the clothesline and, you know, duck the back elbow and then do something.
Yeah, we cared.
Yeah, no, there was definitely something, because back then it seemed like a million years, but in real time it was like you guys were just as good as us in 2 months. With like some differences, like in dire straits, if things are going wrong, yeah, maybe me, Joe, Steve, Nick, Paul could fix it, where like you might crumble. But when things are going well, you guys are just as good as us. You know, there was like a small difference that there was like crisis control is all we had at that point.
We all had something to prove. That's what it was. Like, That's what drove us, honestly.
And you guys were having kick-ass matches at that time.
It's a good year.
Yeah, nobody wanted to have like a sucky match.
Yeah.
I remember how mad I was when the cops came when I was wrestling Redman that I knew wasn't going to be a good match anyway. Oh, God.
And I'm pretty sure he's still feeling the after effects of the ruler ring. Or perhaps not, DDT.
Take care of that.
And these guys do.
And they say, just make sure you don't do anything too ridiculous, like jump off a ladder and kill somebody. Broke my neck like that last year. But the moment we step out here, they'll sit down and they'll say, make sure you keep it clean.
I hated any match then that didn't live up to how it looked on paper when I wrote it a week before or a month before. I'm like, oh man, this is going to be great. Wow, that was all the worst sums of its parts it could possibly be. So now, we are going to go to favorite Influx matches. Who wants to start? Steve? I don't know any. You guys say them first, and then I'll say that they were matches that had intensity and moves and striking.
Or just
No.
Like any match we had that year.
Pretty much, you can. All right, my criteria being different, you could go pretty much anywhere with it. I went with my first match where I'm like, okay, these guys are getting it. This is getting better. This is going to be something big. This isn't going to be Entourage and Ryan Savage teaming up to form Worst Force Rising. All right. That's my thing. So we got to differentiate somewhere.
I'll take for myself, I'll definitely put of course, me and Hazard, the entire matches from 07.
Your words attack my senses and make me scream, lurching back and forth at you.
think that showed like I had potential to be like main event caliber. I'll then jump all the way to the end and say the last two with Mia Valdez because
for sure.
That's BWA.
Introducing first, cashing in his Ruler of the Ring crown, weighing in at 265 pounds, this is Black Dragon! Woo! And his opponent, he is the reigning and defending Beach Wrestling Association Pride Champion, weighing in at 175 pounds, this is Máquina de Guerra, Jose Valdez! Valdez on the comeback. Oh, spear! Oh, man. Has to refocus. This is his Ruler of the Ring crown. And Valdez trying to slay the dragon. Valdez looking for something. Maybe a submission hold here. Oh, no, a counter. Dragon with a counter. What's the arm? Oh, straight to the face. Ragnarok facebuster. Valdez in, now a point, oh no! T-bone! T-bone suplex! DTS back Johnson! Valdez can tap, center of the ring, falling, and he's got it, Go-Go Plata! Go-Go Plata! The Hell's Gate! The Hell's Gate is locked! Wait, Valdez broke it! He broke it, he's trying to hit the Cloverfield! The Cloverfield on a 265-pounder. Can he turn him? The challenge is down. The challenge is in a horrible predicament. Nowhere to go. 6 feet on each side. Oh, to the left. Oh, no. Into the ankle lock. And now Valdez. Neither one of these men are anywhere near the line. And then bicycle kick. Valdez is out. Dragon's coming in! Dragon on Gallows line! Gallows line! The champion of the counter! Have the leg strength of this corner and Captain Suplex! Captain Suplex and overhead throw! Set up Dragon coming in! Dragon rush! Valdez outside the ring! And that is an unlucky play! Dragon has to drag Jose Valdez 9 feet back to the center of the ring to be able to pin him! Dragon's reign is coming! It's over! No, Valdez with a counter. Valdez up. Dragon blocked the wrong side. He blocked the wrong side. And the dirty Dragon on the stage. And Valdez. Jose Valdez. He silenced them all. He defeated the Ruler of the Ring. And he may very well be the last Pride champion. We have 7 days to go. And Jose Valdez carries the torch. Unbelievable.
For 07 for me, it would be the Dragon, Havoc and Tyrant.
Yeah, like to me, those go without saying. Everyone could say those.
Me and Nick.
Yeah.
Hardcore match. Yeah. The first time that I got picked up.
That is so big because you were the heaviest person to ever get lifted. And yes, I did cut out the part where Valdez jumps in and does like a 5-minute match. And in his words, like, I had to save that match. And I look back at the match, I'm like, no, you didn't. No, you did not add. You subtracted. And then I just was able to just cut it up to where it brings it back to just you and Nick, and it's a fine match.
Body count, 350 pounds. Pesado's going up top. I don't believe it. From Black into the cover, and the count. Pesado is game. Pesado has set BWA record, has broken every single one of them. And it's not even your best match together. You had a good series of matches, Nick.
I'm just talking about in that time.
Right. Oh yeah. For that time,
Tyrant.
that was huge. Marcus Tyrant.
Yeah, definitely. That's what kind of set up the. Okay, maybe Mark's gonna be the guy to go to, like, as the breakout star of the group.
And it's funny, to me, even watching that match, just like, he's not given enough, like, you know, I don't want to say it behind your back. He's like I see where he could let his body go a little bit more, and he's not given much. Like, I see Charles flailing about, and I see Marcus, like, you know, just holding it close to the chest and taking it like, all right, you know, and not giving him any super bumps. And like the match itself, if you watch it bell to bell, is good, and it certainly ends the story, and it definitely in the long haul improves you. But even during that match, like I said in the 2011 chapter of the documentary, I didn't see it until you held the Pride title. I was like, okay, now I see a push justified for what was being given, because there were good days and there were bad days, and I know that I had one of my best days with you, but especially the first year, I was not sold, especially because other people were so quick. You see that Marcus? He can do all the Jeff Hardy moves. He's gonna take all my moves. He's light, and I need light people to take all my moves. He's flips are good. I like flips, and Nick Marcus, yes, Marcus, Marcus, who, like I needed time to get over that triple threat match.
So I like how, like, in the race to see which Shield member was going to be the breakout star, it was like at some point everyone had their like lead, because it was like when you first came in, I guess you had the look, but then you had a couple of matches, so I guess.
Like, and I wasn't a fan of the Jeff Hardy, while Jeff Hardy's still a relevant wrestler. It's not like, who is this Nick Bockwinkel throwback? You know, it was like, who is the current world champion right now?
So then I had a couple of, you know, good matches. Then I took the lead. Then you went, like, your character changed. Then you took the thing. Then Valdez came out of nowhere and, like, started, like, doing stuff like that. But another, like, honorary mention of stuff, because I said about me and Valdez's match, me and you had the biggest build-up for something, because even though it never happened, boo. But
all right, yeah.
Our build-up.
You know that I was so close to going, wouldn't it be funny if I just throw Steve the ref shirt and say ring the bell while we're down here? But I'm like, that's tacky. I'm not gonna do that. It didn't happen.
Mad years. It's fucking like, it's too late now.
BWA is so massive that even matches that didn't happen once. We got that once in fucking 2008. Yeah.
But that got like so much build up and so much press that, like, if we showed up in the same place, people that like didn't know about it, oh, they're here.
I really wish that would have happened.
Show up, you know, Alex here in the back.
Like if you would have called me and said,
huh?
Wasn't that the
WMS show?
Yeah.
Yes.
We showed that clip twice. Like, all right. Like it got so crazy that if I was in if you were in North Carolina, called me and said, hey, we're at a wrestling show and we're both here. Can you call this match? I'd be on a plane. Like, I want to be there. I want to be a part of it.
You know, stuff doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But that level of build-up intensity, like, for an angle, that was money, because years later, we still get bothered about it. So, like, that's money.
He's gonna have that match. Like, what's happening here? Like, I mean, we're kind of down here, and I know we've had a couple, but
when your retirement match,
yeah. Mr. Z is retiring.
Not only was that just a great fucking match, but at that time, Hazard didn't like you. He doesn't like anybody.
Yeah.
But even he couldn't shit on that match because it was fucking money. And his best, like, insult was, oh, you could have did this the whole time? Like,
Last man standing.
Feels like my insides are on fire, and I'm looking through the
out of Germany. And Marcus now looking to come off Dante and dragging back to his feet. Can you imagine the pain? Wait, count of 8 here. Count of 9. It's over. This is a draw. Marcus and Dragon went to a draw. There is no winner.
Oh no! I felt the fucking same way, and if I can interject a point, I recently had a conversation with Hazard. Like I saw him not recently, a couple months ago, and I was like, dude, I want to ask you something. My second match with Redman in 2007, ironically, is not bad. It's not my favorite because I hate my Redman matches, and I'm like, Chris, you're on commentary and you're just shitting on us. You know, Chris is on drugs. Noted. James, Joe is a gay, bald spot, gay. I'm not gay, and for God's sakes, the whole thing's bald. So, I was like, dude, why are you shitting on me? He's like, I was jealous of you. I'm like, whoa. He was jealous of people who were better than him. And I always thought, because he's 2 years older than me, I'm like, you are more mature than me. There's no fucking possible way that I have somehow quantum leaped in front of you in maturity. It's not possible. And I'm like, oh my God. So you were jealous of anybody doing anything better, and you'd shit on anybody, even though years later you can admit that it's the shit. You know, it's good. You know?
But that match was fucking good, and I think it pissed people off.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, oh, now. I remember I'm going to shake your hand, and fucking HD shakes my hand. I'm like, man, HD, not you.
Like, yeah, that was
like, yeah, when they're all, both of them.
Steve's like, who's HD? The guy you powerbombed with JJ. You remember him? You're ref. No, that was Hannington Dia. HD. Heavy D is Heavy D.
Which one that me and JJ had?
The last ref you powerbombed, not the first ref you powerbombed. Okay. The one in your match from 2012, 13.
Did he stop coming after that?
He did. Hey, man, that was JJ's send-off. That was the right way to go.
That's a fucking good-ass match. And, like, looking back on it, it felt like it was good. But then looking back, it was like, yo, that shit was, like,
yeah,
light years better than
like when I made the definitive collection, you were like, you know, me and Dragon from 2000. No. What defines you is that match. Yeah. That took you from here to there. Like you.
Was that before you had the belt?
Was it? Yeah, that was.
Do you think like that was the?
He lost the Rage title. He fucking hurt his back, right. And then he came out and had that match with you, and that was it.
That was the match that opened your eyes to him being like that he could be the guy at one point.
Yeah, but he was leaving.
Right.
And I didn't know he was going to come back.
Like,
and I think I was trying to get in. I was like, nah. Yeah, no. And then he came back, and then we had to wean him out of the reflect your shots with your magic. I had to kind of quell that a bit. And then 2010, he had the work schedule to where he could show up one every 3 shows. And then 2011 was time to fucking do it, you know. But I didn't see the Marcus until he had the belt, and I'm like, oh, it is good. That is good. That could be something.
One more time. Up top. Looking for the end. Maybe to the well once too often. Daredevil sight. Nailed it. Got him off the line. 2. Marcus Banderas in the final moment of 2010 has captured the Pride Championship. Unbelievable. To think of where he came from to where he is now. Marcus Banderas stands atop the herd in one of the most controversial title wins in BWA history.
I have a random side question. So I think when it comes to me and you, we had the longest gap between matches.
Oh, for sure.
I wrestled any of them twice, cause
yeah, no,
so
certainly.
What is your comparison from our first match to your opinion of our last match?
Oh, it's night and day. It's
yeah.
You know, you went from literally doing Naruto on me to fucking having a comprehensive match with a good moveset, and we worked with each other well.
Yeah, that's certainly one of the ones that I credited earlier, and when we talked about the Pride Championship earlier in the Roundtable series, I was like, that's a very important match. 1, it's the last Pride title match that ever happened. 2, it really does like you don't necessarily get to close that gap with people. Like I'd like to wrestle other people now that I wrestled earlier, like Rotten Dead. Right. Can't wrestle him anymore, you know.
I also like Armageddon.
What's that? Yeah, yeah,
Great tag team.
yeah. Oh no, totally, yeah.
And then was the other one, the Criminals.
The Notorious Thugs. The fuck? Where does your mind go?
The black guys. I mean, go ahead and arrest them now.
You know, there's two swarthy men in my neighborhood.
But like, sorry, not getting on the tangent, technically Influx, but that was so much fucking fun.
Which one?
Just Notorious Thugs, just in general.
Oh,
just, like,
Jesus, it's
for me
so
to go
good.
From being like, for him to be like, I don't know what the fuck he was, just average angry black guy, right? Was his character. Or average rapper, right? Let me tell you, the anti-venom of me, right? And me being, still a baby face, but I have my serious mode, I'm pissed off all the time, whatever.
Yeah,
and then you put us together and we're fucking a comedy tag team.
Yeah.
Like a serious one, a threat, legitimate one.
Yeah.
But it's like, what the fuck is
Because that was your thing. I didn't know where you guys were going with that.
It was like, that's just the way it happened. Like, it's like, this is gonna be fun. We should wear matching clothes. If you got clothes to give me, I'll take it. We look fucking stupid. It's gonna be funny. Let's have fun with it. We're serious all the time.
We dress like you do in the streets. This is retarded.
Let's act like the way they think that we act like. So it's like we're just making fun of
Like
people
the New
making
Day?
fun.
And yet and yet Ryan didn't like when we went to the hood and look for you guys.
Well,
Or not at the basketball court.
when you're pouring out like grape drink, like we could have beat your ass. Like,
That's why I filmed it and didn't say a word.
if Pun would have did that, I'd have kicked him in the mouth.
Yeah.
But luckily for you guys, it was funny.
Yeah.
We fucked y'all up. But it was funny.
And it was meant to lead to you guys beating us.
Yeah.
There you go.
Shit up.
So anyway, yeah. We totally lost track on matches. I want to go to mine, but I want to make sure everyone else has theirs done yet. Steve, do you have anything?
What do you mean? I just said so.
Okay. All right. So we're running out of time. So I want to go ahead and I want to do my favorite Influx matches in order. The first one that I noticed where I was like, okay, they're getting it. Here it comes. This is gonna be good. Is Dragon versus Valdez from August 12th of 2007. I actually put that match up, much to the embarrassment of both Dragon and Valdez these days, because it is so primitive compared to what they turned into.
Yeah.
But it is, they got the style finally. It only took a month, but they got the style we were doing, not wrestling us, wrestling each other, having the competent match. It's not 49 minutes, it's not 1 minute, it's right there in the center. Nice 8-9 minute match. It's got a good start, a good story, and a good finish. And you could pretty much, fucking have an abortion somewhere in there, and I can cut that together for a fucking match. So give them that.
All that I see, the reflection is me, falling faster than the first time before. As I look at you now, surround me now. I can feel it surround me now. Losing focus on my way out the door, 'cause I can't.
Sin versus PSP from August 26th. That was the week after Sin got back from his vacation. I don't know what he likes me to call him now, Alex. TKO. A lot of people like when I call him that. I was like, okay, this is why when I originally saw this guy, I was like, okay, this is gonna be something here. We've never had someone that looks like this.
Match, I think.
Nah, fifth.
No.
So it was, and not just because it was PSP, and PSP was coming off I just had a good match with Big Tony kind of week. It was one of the best worked matches of that time period. It was one of the earliest matches that I put on YouTube. It was something to be proud of for all of us, and it's something that you can look back on today, tomorrow, and 10 years from now. It's still a great match.
Pain without love, pain. I can't get enough pain. I like it rough, 'cause I'd rather feel pain than nothing at all. You're sick of feeling numb. You're not the only one. I'll take you by the hand and I'll show you a world that you can understand. This life is filled with hurt.
That was, following my theme of when I feel that we went from, are these guys going to be okay, to I hope these guys stick around. Up next, we've been talking about it, is the Bravado versus Valdez match, where it was very simple. Let me do my moves, sell, and this is going to get you over, and he understood it, unlike other people. If you tell them, I'm just going to do moves, and you're not gonna, they'll say, you're not Red Man, and I'm Red Man, and stop telling me that. That was when I realized he got it on a different level, because matches prior to that, let's be honest, he was taking moves and standing up, yes, oh, all right, whoa, man, can't do that. But I was trying to tell him, but you know, like early on, if his inspirations was the Jock, that's a Jock thing, you know, and it's almost more believable with the Jock, because the Jock is a freak of nature human being, where you can almost believe that he could get hit by something very heavy and stand back up and it's fine, it's alright, I don't give a shit, it's alright, it's fine. And I think he's still that way to this day, so I don't know.
He sounds like a annoyed quagmire when you do it. It's fine, Brian. Go over there.
I don't like you. And my final match, I want to highlight the first Armageddon Inc. tag match. It's Black Dragon and Sin versus Tyron and JJ from October 21st of 2007. It's the first time you guys tagged up, and I was like, okay, the two guys that I like the most really have something here, because that match could have went all over the fucking place. JJ's trying all sorts of shit on Alex that shouldn't be tried. Some of it works, and the stuff that doesn't work, Alex was able to counter out of and make it believable, unlike such heavier competitors from earlier, Entourage, Big Tony. You start doing stuff to them, they're gonna fall in the most hilarious drunk at a wedding you've ever seen in your fucking life. And it was held together for a long period of time, which ended with, unfortunately, the clip you saw earlier, but let's see it again. Me hitting the young lady with the move, and then going, why did I forget to have sex with you? So, among a million other matches, and the fact that they defined BWA, those are the four that I stuck to my criteria with. The ones that I noticed were very important. I didn't put a Marcus match because I knew we were going to talk about the Tyrant Marcus match, and that's just as important. And I wanted to keep it to four, to have quadrants, I guess. Okay, let's go to the end.
The awesomest thing that you guys were able to help us out, you know, help us build ourselves and become better as time had progressed, and we grew. As the years went on, we grew, and like I said, you saw each and every single one of us evolve into a bigger and much better development as time progressed.
And now there's 13 Marcuses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Steve, that mean you want to go next?
Dragon doubled in size.
You know, I think that through pro wrestling, we've built a large brotherhood.
That's true.
I think that, the BWA got far bigger than anyone ever intended many times, at many points.
Yeah.
Because there was the original BWA.
Yeah.
Then there was the Nick, Brad, Mike, all that.
Yeah, that was pretty much the original of it, and then
Charles came.
And then Joe was after that. Yeah.
Chris, and then fucking.
Yeah. That's all how it went. Yeah.
And then there was Joe and Scott, but like we kept expanding. But
Joe and Scott, yeah, they were in there too.
The new minds and new ideas kept also growing the overall concept of what wrestling was.
So, just having the experience of BWA, also it's the feeling, the aura of BWA. If you look at NGW, right, which has highs and lows, our locker room is unlike most other locker rooms. I felt like the NGW locker room felt like BWA. It had that vibe where you're here, you're chill, you're having fun, it's cool. It's not a bunch of vets looking at rookies, like looking down on them. Shut up, don't talk, go over there, sit down. It's like chill, it has a nice vibe. And it taught us
family.
Exactly.
Right.
And it was welcoming, it was open, as long as you weren't purposely like fucking shit up.
Hazard.
It was inviting. So it taught us like different ways, ideas, and techniques. I'll go in there and I have no problem wrestling almost anyone. If it makes sense, put somebody over, make something make sense, reverse something, counter something into your finish. We picked up and learned so many different things and aspects, and it still pays through to this day. At the end of the day, like if BW is supposed to end in 07 and it's like 2018, and we're still doing a documentary of it,
Yeah.
we did something right.
Yeah.
So.
Very good.
My thoughts is, without you guys, like Dragon said, we wouldn't have the success afterwards that we would have had. We grew all together as guys, we grew all together as a family, and I don't know, I guess I can't put it right into words where it was something special.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
It sucked when we learned that 2007 might have been that last year. And I know we were annoying James like every week. So when we get in these tag titles,
man. We were hungry.
Yeah, we definitely weren't hungry. But it helped in the long run because it proved to James that we wanted this, that these guys could potentially be BWA guys. Something that he held so close. Thank you for letting us in.
Oh, you're very welcome. I'm glad it worked out. I'm glad you guys came.
Obviously, the sole purpose for this roundtable was, we obviously saw where the Armageddon Inc. Influx guys went. We wanted to speak about how improbable that was and how pleasing it is that actually worked out and everyone, extended what was about to end in 2007. And it was just going to end because it was time. But so many people, got more enthusiastic after all you guys joined, and I wanted to celebrate that by just a couple of clips here. I wanted to do the first 6-man tag you guys had together. Went to take a look at that from October 28th, Halloween. We talked about that last show.
This is Halloween. This is Halloween. 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 In this town we call home. Everyone hail to the pumpkin song. In this town, don't we love it now? Everybody's waiting for the next surprise. Found that corner man hiding in the trash can. Something's waiting at the palace and hell you'll scream. It's Halloween, red and black and slimy green. But you scared? That's just fine. Say it once, say it twice. Stick a gentle roll the dice. Ride with the moon in the dead of night. Everybody scream, everybody scream. In our town of Harlem. I am the clown with the tearaway face. Here in the clash and go without a chase. I am the clue when you call who's there. I am the wind blowing through your hair. I am the shadow of the moon at night. Feeling your dreams.
And the last 6-man tag you guys wound up having together in 2009 on May 17th. A dark match, but a good match. Well, let's check it out. all the time we have for you guys. Next time, we're going to be talking about the entire year of 2007 and everything that happened and all the crazy events that led to BWA extending for another 4 years and in many ways until 2019. And thanks and goodbye!
It's the final countdown.